Hey guys, my school's morning announcement show made a segment about suicide prevention, and I was in the segment, and it was probably one of the worst segments we've ever had on the morning show.
Changes in behavior may show that someone is struggling, and let friends know if they are thinking about suicide or harming them.
And it's not because the content was bad or anything. I think everything that we talked about is something that's really, really important, but I just feel like it just wasn't delivered the best way it could have been. It sounded really robotic because we were reading off of a teleprompter. And as much as I do appreciate my school for making this segment, because it is something really important, you know, I think it's better to have more of a discussion about suicide prevention rather than reading off a teleprompter to a bunch of high school kids on a morning show. My intentions are not to roast or anything. I'm just saying, like, personally, I think I would rather have someone talk to me about it than read off a script to me. You know what I mean? September is National Suicide Prevention Month, and I've wanted to make this video so many times in the past, but I've just been hesitant to because I feel like I'm not qualified enough to talk about it, which is a really dumb excuse, and I'm mad at myself for not doing this earlier. I've never been diagnosed with depression, but that's not to say I've never been depressed. I mean, I'm in high school, like, and I feel like sometimes when you talk about it, people are like, "Oh, you've never been depressed," because at school, I'm pretty happy at school. I'm laughing pretty much all the time. I'm smiling. I'm really talkative. You would never have even guessed that I was sad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still not that happy right now, but you probably can't tell because at school I seem fine. And it's not to be like fake or anything. At school I'm not really sad. I don't really have any problems at school, to be honest. When I go to school I actually do have a good time, and so the happiness at school is actually genuine. Outside of school, I'm not all smiles outside of school. That's something that's really important to remember, is that, you know, even though someone appears to be really happy all the time, everyone has stuff going on. No one is happy 24/7. It's just, that's unrealistic. Even though I've never personally been diagnosed, I do think it's something that I can talk about and I want to talk about because I realize that not a lot of people talk about it. Depression is something that people hide a lot of the time because, you know, it is, one, difficult to talk about, but also two, I feel like some people are just embarrassed to talk about it because they feel like no one else can understand or relate, and it gives you a label. Everyone has low points in their life, and talking about it is really important because there's no way of knowing if someone is going through something difficult if they don't say anything. It's important to check up on your friends every once in a while, and sometimes you expect people to check up on you because you don't want to bombard them in your life problems, but sometimes people around you don't know. So starting the conversation can be beneficial to you. Even though your friends do check up on you sometimes, you can't always expect them to do that. This sounds kind of mean, but there's no way another person can always know how you're feeling unless you tell them. The only way for others to know is if you talk about it with them. I'm gonna tell you right now that I have been depressed before. I still am kind of depressed. I've had some really, really dark thoughts before. I have thought about making decisions that I would have definitely regretted if I had made them. And I'm not ashamed to tell you that. I have the script from the morning show segment pulled up that we read to the school. I'm gonna read it to you guys, talk about each point a little bit. I just think it's better to have more of a discussion than a lecture. So the introduction starts with us saying, the National Suicide Prevention Line is a national network of local crisis centers that provides free and confidential emotional support to people in suicidal crises or emotional distress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So this is really, really important. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, available 24 hours. If you ever need to talk to someone, this number is always available. So future me has put the Suicide Prevention Lifeline on the screen somewhere throughout the entire video. Here. I'll put it here. If you guys want to save that number, or if you already know it, that's awesome. The second point we made in the video is that suicide is the leading cause of death for young people between ages 10 to 24. Don't be afraid to let your friends, family, or teachers know what you need when they ask. They want to help. Again, going along with telling others when you are going through something difficult, that's really important. When I was going through some difficult situations, I always talked to my best friend. She was always there for me all the time. She knows me inside out. And it helps, you know? If you keep it inside of you, it just makes it worse. I have one teacher who I have cried to so many times. I feel like he thinks I'm just like a baby, but I actually don't cry very often. I'm not a crier. But he has seen me cry like 3 or 4 times, which is crazy because I don't cry in front of people. Honestly, talking to him has helped so much. You don't believe that sometimes. You think maybe it's best to just keep it to yourself. It's not. Someone understands, someone loves you, and someone can help you, I promise. About the ages 10 to 24 point that we made, I have known 3 people that have committed suicide in high school. It's not a joke. I remember freshman year, one of my teachers told my gov class that you will know someone that's gonna commit suicide during your time in high school, and I didn't believe him, but it's a real thing. It happens, and it is hard. It's hard. One person is one too many. No one should ever feel that helpless, ever. There are always resources, there are always people that you can talk to. Remember that. You do have impact on other people. Your choices and your decisions will affect other people, and life is such a gift. So just don't take that for granted. Another point we talked about is, oh, this falls perfectly into what I was just talking about. Take your loved ones seriously. It goes on to say some people that feel that kids who are saying that they are going to hurt or kill themselves are just doing it for attention. But if your child, friend, or family member confides thoughts of suicide, believe them and get help. This is something I feel like I can work on too, and I feel like also a lot of people can work on. At this day and age, teenagers and other young adults make a lot of jokes about suicide. Like, I'm gonna kill myself, or oh my god, I wanna die, and like, I'm guilty of this too. I do this. And I hate that I do this because it's not funny. But I've made it such a habit at this point that it's like hard to break out of. This is something that I need to work on because I hate when I do this, truly. It's not funny. And I definitely need to work on that, and a lot of people need to work on that as well. The next point we made is listen with empathy and provide support. So even if this situation doesn't apply to yourself, if you do know someone that is dealing with depression or is having thoughts of suicide, try your best to be there for them. Don't treat their situation lightly. Don't make it seem smaller than it is. You are their friend after all. You know, be a friend to them. Be there for them. One of the biggest reasons why people do feel helpless is because they feel like no one around them cares. So show them that you care. So the next thing on this script is talking about warning signs. So that would be things like, you know, like making jokes or detach themselves from people, or starting to break off friendships or giving their things away. If there's someone that goes out a lot and they're just not going out as much anymore, or if they're making decisions that are out of the blue for them, you know, keep those in mind. Those can be some pretty obvious warning signs of depression or suicide. So just be on the lookout, check in on your friends every once in a while, make sure they're doing okay. And the last point that we talked about in the script was don't promise to keep suicide a secret. If someone you know has told you that they are considering suicide, don't tell them you're going to keep it a secret. You are very likely going to need help from other people. And then we ended it by saying you don't have to face this alone, because you don't. And this goes both ways. If you're the one that's feeling depressed, or if you're helping someone who's feeling depressed, it can still be private, you know, but just including other people that can be beneficial to the situation, like maybe a counselor or a therapist or a teacher or anyone, you know. You can still keep it private while involving other people. So this was a very long video, probably like the longest video I've made in an incredibly long time. And I know a lot of you guys are subscribed to me, but I also don't know a lot of you guys that are subscribed to me. But I'm always here. If you ever want to leave a comment, I will respond to you. You can DM me on Instagram. My username is @Natasha Havanur. If you have any questions or just want to talk, I'm here for you guys. Again, the suicide prevention lifeline is 800-273-8255. So if any of you guys are having suicidal thoughts or just need someone to talk to, that number is the number to call. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I don't make videos like this very often, but I'm really glad I made this. I think it's a good thing to talk about. So I hope this was of some benefit to you guys. I'm always here to help. I got you guys. But yeah, that is all I have for this week. So I will see you guys next Saturday with another video. So until then, bye.